Have you been doing all the so-called right things to become a vibrational match for what you desire, but no matter how hard you work or how much energy you put into raising your frequency, you're still not in alignment and it's still not showing up? Today, stay tuned because I'm going to share with you 3 simple tips that can help you raise your frequency to match the desire so that you can attract what it is you truly deserve. Hello, beautiful souls. In case we haven't met, my name is Dr. Harmony, and on this channel, I will teach you how to become your best self and live your best life. And if you've not already done so, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you know when all my videos and content come live. So the first tip for you is energy follows intention. So when it comes to intention, a lot of times when we set our desire for something, we put it out into the universe from our mental aspect. And it's not so much the vibration of what we think that attracts to us what we want. It's the feeling of it. So it's, if you want to be abundant, you can't just think, I want to be abundant. You have to feel abundant. You have to feel loved. You have to feel secure. You have to feel stable in all areas of your life. Whatever it is that you want, you need to be able to feel that feeling to create the desire and manifest it into your reality. So, I just did a land journey with a beautiful soul here. And that's one of the things I'm doing here in Sedona, is doing the land journeys and taking people into the vortexes, which today I'm here at Bell Rock, taking people into this sense of transformation and truly the embodiment of an experience that becomes a physical manifestation of a feeling. And that's what the energy here in these vortexes are also all about, because it helps to accelerate a process that you're in a vibration and a frequency that literally lifts you up into that. So you want to, in this intention and set an intentional field, you want to put yourself in situations that helps raise your frequency to help you have that sense of feeling and knowing that what it's like to have your desire. But one of the things that we did here today is we went through this process of what does it feel like to be free? And I asked her that, and she couldn't tell me what it felt like to be free. And basically because she's never felt freedom due to expectations, conditions, responsibilities, things that we've taken on as programs and patterns. We don't know what it's like to feel some of the things we're desiring. So that makes it very important to put yourself in a position that gives you the experience for you to be able to observe through a process of what it's like to say not feel free, to track why you don't feel free and where your lack of freedom come from, so that then you can, on the contrast of that, see what those emotions are, see what those feelings that you've taken on that are blocking you from freedom, which would be fear, basically. All lack of freedom is due to some sort of fear. So it's really important to identify what is the fear under that sense of lack of freedom, and to know that in her case, she's been responsible her whole life because she not only had her own fears, she took on the fears of her father. And so based on that, it's like sometimes you got to go back to where you programmed that in your frequency. And once you do, you can literally rewire it through the pattern and the programming of the energetic of your being, and get into a state of feeling that frequency of freedom, which is what we did for her today. And she left with this sense of feeling so free. And now, once you feel the energy of, say, freedom in this case, you can literally go forward doing things and making thoughts, feelings, and actions match the sense of that state of freedom that will then attract to you all the things that you want that will make you feel free. And that means for you, whatever your intention is that is causing you to not feel what it is, the desire you have, you need to create an experience that allows you to experience the feeling so that you can manifest the feeling, which will then change your reality. So number 2, you have to clear what's in the way. And that means whatever it is that is blocking the feeling, the emotion connected to the intention, you have to clear what it is that is preventing you from being able to feel the feeling. And so what that means is you need to be able to kind of take inventory of what all the things that aren't working in your life, all the blocks that, and say the fears. So maybe make a list of all your fears. And in the fears, be looking and observing them without judgment and asking, where did I adopt these fears? Are they even mine? Are they my parents? Did I take it on from a teacher when I was young? Where did it come from? because it's going to be where it started, and most often in childhood, that you need to trace back to so you can rewire the pattern that's been running all along. But one of the things I want to do for you is also simplify this, because one of the biggest blocks people have is not feeling good enough, which is typically connected to not feeling worthy enough. We take that on based on expectations, conditions that we've taken on, that we've tried to perform, that other people have maybe rejected us, abandoned us, and therefore we don't feel good enough, so we try to be the overachiever. We try to do more, please people, and all the things that you're taking on to give to other people that is not honoring who you are and not accepting who you are. And because you're not accepting who you are, then you can't necessarily come into the frequency and the vibration of the desire, of the becoming of what the desire is. Now, I had a friend of mine just this week that shared with me a very simple acronym, which was OBEY. And that acronym stands for, the O is observation. So you need to be observing these experiences you're going through with love, compassion, without judgment, and recognizing you actually need the experience that you're having to bring up the emotion and the feeling so you can get to the other side of, let's say, the fear, and to the freedom in this case. Otherwise, if you keep judging the fear and you keep allowing fear to take over and you don't allow the experience to bring the fear up to get to actually embody that fear, or in this case, it will be become that fear, because experience is helping you to see, feel, then become the fear in order to heal the fear. And I like to talk about it like this. So in these patterns that are constantly running, it's like there's a book out there called Awaken the Tiger Within. So when we go through micro traumas and we go through emotional trauma, and each time we have an emotional trigger, that's creating a response that is coming from not just that experience, but all the experiences that are buried underneath of all of that. And so through that process, then, what happens is every time we have the experience, it's reprogramming the unconscious programming, the patterns that's surfacing. And so your body, your soul, your nervous system is operating as if the tiger's still chasing you. So a tiger might have chased you, causing the experience or causing the fear, but even though the tiger's gone, your body's operating as if the tiger is still chasing you. So basically what that means is you need to become the tiger. You need to allow yourself to embody and become. So in the obey, we're having an observation without judgment of an experience that's coming through, that's allowing us to experience a feeling so we can see, feel, and become whatever that emotion is, that then we can then go forward in a sense of becoming that fear, becoming the tiger, so that we can, that means we're yoking with it. So in the obey, the Y is yoking with it, so that once you do that, you truly dissolve and dismantle the triggers that are causing you to continue to experience the traumas, that continue to go through the cycles that is repeating themselves. And so the third tip is for you to be able to know that keeping your center is key. Staying grounded, staying connected, staying rooted in your truth, in your sense of knowing that no matter what is going on outside of you, the inside of you is where you're going to change it, because your external reality is the physical manifestation of your internal frequency, your internal vibration. And if you're not liking what is going on around you, to keep in mind that you are the one that created it on some level. And if you want that to change, then you have to take responsibility for your frequency and your vibration, and truly know that you need to get grounded, you need to get centered, you need to pull into yourself, and you need to root that energy from within and stop blaming everything and everyone around you. But here's the problem. We think of alignment as something that's like one and done, and it's not. And it's not a destination, it's a journey, it's a daily practice. It's something about noticing in that observation of the inner balance of your inner polarities of yourself, of your masculine and your feminine, and coming into alignment with your head and your heart and your journey within to feel that no matter what is going on outside of you, you can, the inside of you, find stillness. So your life might be chaotic, but you need to find the stillness in the middle of the chaos, and technically turn that chaos into clarity through your sense and your ability to take charge of your vibration, and to know that when you do, you will then be responsible for your frequency and your vibration, and you no longer like look outside of you for that something or someone else to change before you can have X, Y, and Z, and to know that you can co-create that from a place of within. So know that, go within, stay centered, stay grounded, stay rooted in your truth and your beliefs and your idea that you can have, be, and do all you came here to do. And don't let yourself get toppled over just because of the experiences around you are being triggered. That's other people's stuff. And don't take on other people's stuff. You know, they're triggering you. That's their wound. You become their mirror. And if you're becoming their mirror and, you know, they're blaming you, so to speak, or they're projecting onto you, then it's your responsibility to step out of that cycle and step out of that circle and recognize that you don't have to put yourself in that position to keep yourself high, to vibe high, so that as you vibe high, you become the embodiment and the reflection of a higher frequency version of you that will then become magnetic, that will bring you everything you want. And now when you plant the seed of what you want into that frequency and into that vibration, now it can be watered and nurtured in good ground, in good soil. Just like in this beautiful, majestic vortex that I'm here in Sedona and in Bell Rock, that masculine energy that's anchoring, stable, supported, rooted. It's going to be so important for you to be able to set those clear intentions, for you to be able to know that clearing the blocks and staying aligned with true clarity and coming into your centeredness is so key for you to be able to be that master manifester, to raise your frequency and elevate your vibration so that you can attract all it is you came here to be. And some of the tools that I really love for that would be to definitely do some meditation, definitely do some breath work, definitely come into the, as I mentioned, the observation without judgment, so that you can then begin to see what you need to see without running from that. It allows you to honor those experiences, so as they show up for you, then you get to know that that experience is only bringing up what you need to see, feel, heal, and become, so that now that as you become it, you dismantle it and you diffuse it, so you can truly let it go and you can open the space for what it is that is really meant for you anyway. Because a lot of times in this process, you think you want something, but you know, you see the sense of, say, a flower you want, but God's trying to give you a whole bouquet, and you don't see the bouquet because you're too stuck on the flower. And so therefore that means you need to, when you become whatever it is that's blocking you, and you dismantle that, then you actually increase your vibration, because you're transmuting that energy from, say, the lower frequency to a higher frequency that's elevating you and accelerating your process, that's going to enhance the whole thing, to open you up to receive. So now as you're being more open and you're more receptive, and the things that are meant for you come to you, you're going to recognize them because they're more in alignment with a sense of ease, grace, and flow, and you're not trying to force anything to happen. And that will bring to you even more, because you're becoming this true magnet that is receiving. And in the case of the freedom, something I would highly recommend, instead of thinking about all the things you need to technically let go of to be free, looking at it from a place of, I am free already. And then in that place of freedom now, what does that look like? What does that feel like? And that's just an example of the desire. I'm using freedom as the example. So whatever you're trying to create, become that, as I mentioned, and bring your vibration into it from a place that you know what it feels like to experience it, and you're already experiencing it. You're not creating separation from it, and it's going to show up bigger and better than you could have imagined. And this whole process is totally about becoming and remembering your true self, because you're already worthy. You're already at a place that deserves and what you desire. You just need to open yourself up and know that you can have it. And you can do that from a place of being receptive to it. And that will raise your frequency as well. So you're just remembering you're already worthy, basically. You know, I mentioned that one of the number one things that people are up against is they don't feel good enough to have it based on those expectations. And for you to realize that you are worthy of it, and that you are it, and that you can have it. And if you'd like to learn more about remembering who you truly are and raising that vibration, please join me here in Sedona on April 24th through 27th, where I'm doing the Sedona Soul Remembrance Retreat. And make sure to check out the link below or above. And I'd love to see you. I'm already changing the frequency of myself and planning out the retreat from a place of vibration and connecting to the souls that are meant to be here. They're being called to be here. And so check that out, because I'm already holding space for you, and I would love to see you here. And we will be visiting here in Bell Rock, so I'd love to have you. Also, let me know in the comments, what is your intentions that you're setting that maybe you've been working too hard for, that maybe you just need to let go of, and with ease, grace, and flow, let it come to you. And I'll hold space with you for that as well. If you found this video to be helpful, please give it a big thumbs up. That really does help to promote the channel and get this message out to more beautiful souls. And I look forward to seeing you next time. And have a great, beautiful rest of your day, and keep manifesting.
Hold me close till I get up. Time is